Hi guys, it's Molly. Today I'll be reviewing the third book in the Akata series, and that is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J Maas. So if you've been following me, you'll know that the second book, A Court of Mist and Fury, is one of my favorite reads of all time, or at least it was last year because I rated it like a 4.8 or something, so it was really good and I really enjoyed it. So obviously I was really excited to read the final book in Farah's story, and I finally finished it. It took me about 3 weeks to finish this because I had exams first and I kind of just wanted to take my time to really feel everything. I'm rating this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's a lower rating compared to the second book because I did enjoy the second book a lot more, but this one was still a really great ending for the series and it has a lot of feels, guys. It has a lot of feels. So if you have not read the first 2 books, I'd recommend for you to not watch the rest of this video, but I do recommend that you go pick up the series because it is a really great fantasy series. Personally, I think it's better than Sarah J Maas's other series, but it's probably because it's about like 2 different things pretty much. But yeah, go read the series and come back and watch this video later. So in the third book, it sort of starts off where the second book ended, which is when Feyre returned to the Spring Court with Tamlin and Lucien, and damn, that part of the story was so badass. We find out that Feyre is actually the High Lady of the Night Court and she's actually spying on the Spring Court to get information and things like that. So we go into the book straight into that, and I appreciate Feyre so much as a character because she is just so smart and clever and so badass, and like, wow. The first 3 chapters were really great. It really hooked me into the book, so I read like 200 pages in one sitting because it was that good. So like the rest of the book took me a while to finish, but it had a really great start and I liked that. So the main plot of the book is basically Feyre and her court trying to find allies to prepare for the big war with Hybern, and so they meet up with the High Lords of the different courts and everything, and there's a lot of strategy and discussion and arguments and fights and everything like that. It's great. Plus we get to meet the High Lords from other courts. We sort of get to see an expansion of the world that Sarah J Maas created, because before this we've never seen what it's like in Dawn Court or Winter Court or Autumn Court. So by meeting the High Lords, we sort of like get a glimpse of what it's like in that kind of court, or like what the leaders are like. So I really liked that, and I really liked that the High Lords had like different personalities, and even though there were a lot of characters introduced in the third book, at first it was a little hard to like keep track of them all, but after a while, because all the High Lords are so interesting, it became easier to get used to, and I really enjoyed that we got to know a lot more characters in this one, especially Nesta and Elaine and even Lucien. Actually, we got to see more of those characters, and after reading this book I had so much appreciation for Azriel and Cassian. I love them so much, especially Azriel. Oh my god,
I want to hug them both and like never let go.
So I really think that the characters were a huge part of the book, and it made me feel a sort of attachment to the book. Of course, we have Rhys, and he's as perfect as ever. I do like seeing the flaws of the characters as well. The big war was, wow, it was jaw-dropping because like Sarah J Maas's description of the war and all the gore and all these surprises coming in, it's like, whoa. And the anticipation leading up to the war was also really great. If there's one thing that I didn't like about the plot, was that I thought it was a little bit draggy towards like the middle, or like after Feyre gets back from the Spring Court. Yeah, that part's a little bit draggy for me. It could have been okay if it was shorter. Also, another thing that I had a little bit of problem with was that some of the phrases and sentences in the book were a little bit repetitive. Like, I can't count how many times Feyre said "my mate" in the whole book. It was just so many times. It got a little bit annoying, and also they kept doing vulgar gestures to each other. I mean, like the first couple of times were okay, but then when it became too much, I'm just like, okay, Sarah's sort of running out of ideas or something like that. But yeah, that aside, I really enjoyed it. I think why I enjoyed the second book better was because the second book was a little bit more emotional, and there was more angst in that. Like, you know, Feyre and Rhys sort of only got together, really together towards the end. But in this one, they were already together, and it's really, really nice to see that and to see them sort of work together as High Lord and High Lady. And I just love how Rhys is so like supportive of Feyre, and he just wants her to, like, you know, make her own decisions and everything, and he respects her so much. So I really, really like their relationship. I also like seeing the other pairs in the book. I'm not gonna mention who they are in case that it's a little bit spoilery, but there's just one couple that, oh my god, towards the end, I nearly cried. Oh, I did cry at the end actually. One character, he said, "Be happy, Feyre," and I just teared up at that because of the context of that person saying that, and it was just so heartbreaking for me, especially because I didn't even really like that character in the first place, but for them to actually like, whoa, see that, and
Feels, man, feels.
so yeah, overall I really enjoyed A Court of Wings and Ruin. I feel like the thing I appreciated the most from the series is seeing Feyre's character development. You can really see how much she's changed and how much she's developed, and I like seeing that all through till the end of the book. And I really can't wait to see more from Sarah J Maas regarding the world of ACOTAR. I think she's gonna publish about 3 more books in the world, but it's not gonna be Feyre's story if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'm glad that there's only 3 books for Feyre's story, because like if it's dragged to like a whole 6-book series, I'm not sure if I'd really enjoy it. So it was perfect that it was all in 3 books. I'd love to know more about Dawn Court. I feel like I'm probably, if there's one court I belong in and it's not the Night Court, I think I'd love for it to be Dawn Court because it just sounds so spectacular, I swear. But I'd love to know more about Winter Court and Day Court. No, we've already been to Day. No, that was Summer Court. Yeah, Day Court and what are the other courts? Yeah, I really, really enjoyed this book. Please comment down below if you've read it and tell me what you thought about it. I know that some people didn't really enjoy it, but there are some people who, you know, it's the best in the series. So yeah, tell me what you think about it, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye!